HIMTV people! I'm in this gorgeous loft and I've come to give a quote to turn this house into a 6-bed property. Now obviously this has already got a loft conversion because that's where I'm standing in now, and there's the dormer window to look outside. Very bright and sunny in here. Sunny Stoke! So there are the stairs, just to prove that I'm upstairs and there. Mind you can probably tell by the shape of the roof. So I'm in the roof. So this client of ours wants to turn it into a HMO, but is conscious of build costs, which I get, because it's all about numbers, people, isn't it? And I've discovered something today, so I thought I'd share it, because it might help somebody else. So this is an existing loft conversion, as you can see. Voila, it is there. I'm standing in it. Therefore, under building control, because it's already existing, we do not need to do anything to it in terms of insulation. So I know that there's no insulation in there because quite conveniently, we have a hole. So you can see right inside there, behind this, is just tiles, and there's a big draft going through there. So the roof itself has got no felt. It's just bodging with the lath and plaster lath and plaster underneath the rafters, and then plastered over the top. Now, building control say you don't need to do anything with this with regards to thermally upgrading it. So that's building control regulations. That's the one key thing. So what I did, I was a little bit skeptical. So I got the HMO officer to come round and have a look around the house, make sure he was happy with everything, because it's always good to have a good relationship with these people. And he was actually not happy and said that we can put something like 25 mil, or we can put a little bit of something in there. He's not happy for us to just leave it as it is because of the heat loss. Now, from a tenant's point of view, I agree. And if you're a landlord, if you imagine the size of this radiator here, the reason it's that huge is because of the amount of heat it needs to warm this area. So the HMO officer actually wants us to put something in. Now what he did say we could do is, I'm not sure if you can see from this video, is down here we're going to have the rafters. So far down. So what we could do is put a loft hatch above me in this flat part, crawl into a very small space and try and pull something down underneath the tiles to try and save costs. Personally, don't think that's going to work. It's going to be very, very awkward cutting it into little pieces. However, it is something. It's not a practical solution, but it's something. But anyway, the point of it is the HMO officer actually is insisting that we put some form of insulation inside the loft. Now, you could argue that we could just put some 25 mil Celotex along here and plasterboard over it. But building control are saying that if you do nothing, just plaster it and leave it, it's fine. But if you start to slightly thermally upgrade it, it then goes into the building control document, I think it is, whereby it then states that you need to bring up to 0.8 value, which means we need to put 100 mil Celotex between all the rafters, and then something like a 40 mil roughly, something like that, should be roughly about that for a 0.8, maybe a bit more across, so which means 100 mils 4-inch thick all the way down where these rafters are going to go down side here. This is behind the plaster. You could do it on the inside, I suppose, but as you can tell, the roof, you can see all this wet mark here, the roof is knackered. Because I'm sure someone's going to turn around and say, why don't you just do it underneath? And if you look down there, see all this damp patch, the roof is a bit tated. Bit tated! 100 mil Celotex between the rafters, and then horizontally across with something like 40 mil or maybe 60 mil, just to get it to a 0.8. So I thought it was a good little tip, because it's always good to run these things by the HMO officer, because if I'd have just gone ahead and done this refurbishment under building control and done nothing, and then the HMO officer came out afterwards, he wouldn't have been very happy and he wouldn't have got a licence, and then that would have stopped him from getting the reval. So I thought I'd share it. So it's always worth passing stuff off by the HMO officer and then cross-referencing with building control, because sometimes these little things can come and catch us out. And if you would imagine this client spent a lot of money to try and refurbishment, it all looks nice and pretty on the inside, and then he comes out and says, no, I want you to put insulation in there, and we have to start taking stuff apart. And that would have cost him more on his bridging finance or all the rest of it, how he's going to do things. So little tip, thought I'd share it, and I'll catch you later. Mwah.